Hey trumpet nerds! Today, I'm featuring a mouthpiece that blends two legendary designs into one mouthpiece, the Yamaha Frits Damrow Signature Series mouthpiece. This video is sponsored by Venture Mouthpieces. Let's jump right in. The Frits Damrow Signature Series mouthpiece is mostly based on a Bach Corp 1.5C, but with a few custom tweaks that make it a very interesting, if discontinued, all-around orchestral option. Frits Damrow is the professor of trumpet at the University of Arts Zurich and former principal trumpet of the Royal Concertgebouw Orchestra.
Instrument is your friend and not your enemy.
The Damrow rim is clearly inspired by the 1.5C, but features a slightly wider outer diameter, a bit more outer rim support, and a high point that sits a little further out than most 1.5Cs. These features give the rim a bit more of a cushioned contour, which in my opinion gives it a softer, more comfortable feeling on the face compared to a standard 1.5C rim. The upper cup shape has a touch less belly than a typical 1.5C, which might help balance the biggest surprise of the Damrow design, which is down in the second cup and throat entrance area. It really is dramatically wider than most 1.5Cs down here and drops off much more aggressively. Really a feature taken directly from the 1.25C. This accomplishes two things. It gives the mouthpiece a slightly less resistant feeling and successfully accommodates this mouthpiece's larger than stock throat size. This is also why I call the Damrow a combination of the 1.5C and the 1.25C. It's effectively like if you took a 1.5C's rim and upper cup and combined it with the slopier and more funnel-like lower cup and throat entrance of the 1.25C. The Damrow throat, which is a 24 drill, is actually a bit of a shorter length than many 24 throats because of that deeper reaching throat funnel and lower throat entrance. This combo of a bigger funnel and shorter throat length definitely makes the piece feel freer and less resistant than other 24 setups, perhaps for players who like a little extra openness without sacrificing control. The Damrow backbore is pretty much a textbook 24 or orchestral style backbore with a standard shank end size of about 3/8/4, meaning it sets up a standard gap in most modern trumpets. The blank is the classic Yamaha blank, which is similar to a Bach but a gram or two heavier near the bottom of the ornamentation, perhaps adding a marginal touch of stability compared to a thinner Bach blank. If you're looking for a mouthpiece that feels like a refined, comfier, and freer blowing Bach 1.5C, or if you're curious about how your custom Bach, Bach Symphonic, or Park orchestral piece stacks up, it's definitely worth a playtest if you run into one of these. Unfortunately, it looks like Yamaha discontinued this mouthpiece, but they still do pop up used here and there. Or, if you think you might be ready for some real mouthpiece experimentation, I recommend our sponsor Venture Mouthpieces' classic personal fit kit rental. Each fit kit is based around a single rim diameter, so you pick the one that you want to start with, and then each kit has 5 rim contours in your chosen diameter, 5 cup volumes, 10 throat inserts, which is the different throat size options, 6 backbores, and an insane Drop X lead mouthpiece underpart, which can be used with any of the included rims. Since the kit rentals are 2 weeks, you can actually try an endless number of these combinations to dial in your setup on as many horns as you want, and you can do it wherever you normally play, whether it be at school, in a concert hall, or in the practice room. Visit venture.mp to learn more, and thanks for joining me for this episode of John Talks Trumpet, and I'll see you on my next nerdy trumpet adventure.
Instrument is your friend and not your enemy.